It's oh so ironic that I'm making this after I just crucified the Clippers. Gave Lob City a slight mention at all. I was gonna sit down and make this video at some point over this summer, but after some recent events, it needed to be done right now. Chris Paul is one who's realistically been getting disrespected, and I've already prepared myself for the future unrelenting Chris Paul slander that will come after he wrap up his career. But I ain't think that the assault would have started this soon. Why I'm having a conversation the other day, and folks asking me, what was even so special about Chris Paul? Why am I ever in life talking about Chris Paul and Jason Williams comes up? Jason Williams? Somebody said that Tony Parker was not just greater than CP, but he was better too. People have already forgotten just how good Chris Paul was at, or even just near his best. Standing maybe at 6 foot, he was genuinely one of the best players in the league. Labeled as the point guard, tremendous handle, obviously one of the best passers the game has seen, a marvelous defender, and had an exceptionally high IQ. CP for years was the model of not only what it meant to be a point guard, but also consistency. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, Chris Paul is a winner and was a playoff riser. Now those are absolutely two statements that most are gonna hear and completely disagree with and tell me that I don't know ball. But everywhere he's been, he's helped those teams immediately improve. Starting with turning the New Orleans Hornets from a bottom of the barrel franchise to one of the elites in the league. Same go for the Clippers. The man got traded there and they immediately turned it around. Also, if you asking me, his years as a Clipper feature one of his greatest achievements, turning DeAndre Jordan into an All-NBA first-team member. And it was even the case for the Houston Rockets, who due to James Harden, was already a winning ball club before CP got there. The man is absolutely a ceiling raiser. The case on that was closed shut when he got shipped to OKC and took him to the playoffs, which was not supposed to happen. They also took a team that was significantly better than them, right down to the wire. And I believe he helped pave the way for the future of the Thunder too, because he 100% had an effect on Shea's development, even in just that 1 year. Then he ended up on the move again the next year, and even whilst being past his prime, assist the Phoenix Suns in their ascension from one of the worst teams in the league, literally to the top of it, including a grotesque 40 ball to close out his former team in the conference finals. He was so good that year that some was saying he was higher in that year's MVP race than Devin Booker. I don't think success following CP was just some coincidence. But people are at the point now where they want to talk about all the different teams Chris Paul has been on. Okay, what they wouldn't mention though is that 4 out of the 6, not including the 7 being San Antonio for obvious reasons, have set their franchise record for wins in a single season while Chris Paul was on the team. But hey, also to address the narrative about Chris Paul being some playoff choker, it just simply isn't true. Now of course, has he had a couple bad series? Yep. Has he had a few bad games or costly mistakes in big moments? Without a shadow of a doubt. But if that's what you're doing, we could literally, theoretically do that with everybody. For some reason, CP3 in particular has received his negative playoff rep, when honestly, specifically referencing his LA tenure, which was overall a disappointment. Most of their shortcomings came literally because of injury. Them boys was getting hurt left and right, Jesus Christ. But for the most part, when you do look at Chris Paul's numbers, his play actually improved in the playoffs. Like I said though, Chris Paul definitely has had a few bad playoff series and had some rather big fourth quarter meltdowns throughout his career. I'm not skipping over them facts. I just think people been gassing his rep as a playoff choker for years now, and anytime I hear it, I kinda laugh. I feel like the more appropriate thing to discuss is how injury prone the man is. The moments where you need Chris Paul the most, the man might not actually be on the court for you. I think the most prominent and hurtful low-key example of that is when he got hurt versus the Warriors in 2018. Besides that, CP has a very expansive resume, literally only just missing an MVP, which I feel like I could make a case that he should have one, but I won't even do it right now. And obviously a championship, which of course is both disappointing and unfortunate for a player of this caliber. But that ain't just the end-all be-all. The ring culture that's taken over sports discourse over the past few years has people so ready to just completely throw out all of what you might have did in your career just because you ain't got no chips. But with somebody like Christopher Emmanuel Paul, I don't really care that much at all. He gave you 17, 18 years of pure point guard excellence. Cause now at this point, he has absolutely fallen off a cliff due to his geezer age, which is completely normal. Easily one of the best, but also one of the greatest point guards of all time, and the first ballot Hall of Famer when the time come, indubitably. Hope y'all enjoyed this one right here. What's so funny about this whole thing is that I ain't never been no Chris Paul defender. God no. But clearly my time has come. I was thinking we could at least let him retire first, but nah. He sucks now, so I guess that's just on the forefront of people's mind for some reason. And that's just all they can remember about his whole career all of a sudden, even though he was still elite just like 2-3 years ago. Like I said though, hope y'all enjoyed this one. If so, leave me a little like, comment any kind of thoughts that you got, subscribe to the channel, and I'ma see y'all soon in the next one.